The Hobbit Home, an eco-friendly, earth-sheltered home inspired by J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings series, known for its cozy underground design. Yeah, let's build one of those. This terrain here is perfect for it, and I'll show you where this is at on the map in case you want to build here too. Just southwest of the Revelwood Fast Travel Tower, you'll find this neat little area tucked against the rock face here. Now that you got the location, let's get started. Okay, so this is the location of the next build. Now, I did no groundwork on this. This is just the natural terrain in the game. Super cool. It's screaming Hobbit Home, right? So in order to figure out where we need our staircase without doing too much damage to the inside, we'll grab the columns here. And we know it's like the wall is somewhere right there, and it can move too, but we know the wall of the inside is there. So that's like, doesn't need to be perfect. We just kind of need a general area. Okay, so there, this is close. It's like right on top. It's like straight down. It's like right here. Okay, that actually might be good. So let's grab our terrain tool and we're just gonna start hacking away at this way. And really, I want to get there first, and then I can really shape it. See, there we go. And that's deep too. Okay, yeah. This is gonna be neat. Okay. So now what we need to do is get our walkway to this one. After digging out the walkway, I immediately went to work on the entryway stairs. It's just a template for what I'm eventually going to be doing in here later. Considering we're in a hole, it's difficult to map out exactly what will be. So throughout the build, there will be many changes happening as we go. Things will get placed, things will get moved, things will get torn down and rebuilt. But once it's done, it will all be worth it. Yep, I think something like that's gonna do just fine. All right, now we'll grab our rake and we'll just kind of smoothen this out here at this level. Yeah, that's it right there. And we'll just keep dragging this out at this level. Using the rake in such tight spots is a tricky task. I do my best to smoothen it all out, but eventually I just flatten it out and place my own dirt at the levels that I need. Okay, we'll kind of play with this as we go, but that's a rough shape that I want for the slope down from the entry. Okay, now let's open this up down here. Okay, we'll place another torch so we can see what we're doing. There we go. I think that's a lot better than what we just had. Yep, just like that. So back to our well block. All right, yep, I think that's gonna do it there. Yeah, I think the normal stone's gonna work for now. Okay, and then I really like this conifer block, and we'll put this like back here. Boom, just like that. And we want some railing on this too. I really like the stick frame windows as railing, especially in a build like this. Like the last one was earthy, this is the earth home, so I'm gonna stick to that. Yeah, that's a cool little railing. Starting with this corner here, I want to add blackmire bark to look like big roots growing in and around the dwelling. There'll be many of these placed as we push through this build. Bring it out on the base just a little bit, and then we'll do the same on this side, and then bring it out that much. And then there, and you know what, this side will even take up just a little bit higher. You know, they don't grow perfect. And then this one, what happens if we do that? That's not bad. And then what I need is some scaffolding so I can start reaching places. Okay. Yeah, and then maybe bring it up again like that. and kind of have it start to jaunt this way and kind of start to disappear. Yeah, like that. And just have it start disappearing in and kind of bring it out a little bit to break up the hard transitions to where it looks like blocks were used, you know? Just kind of smoothing it out. Yep, and then I'll come down over here and we'll bring it out this way just a little bit. Like that. Okay, now this side, bring it down like that. And then try and smoothen that out. Yep, yep, I like it. Maybe this can get smoothened out a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And a little bit up here too. Yep, cool. Cool, cool. Okay, then we want another one right here, and we'll kind of make them meet a little bit. Maybe do one more pretty low. Oops, pretty low, like that. And then maybe do another low one to kind of meet those two. Yep, like that. Okay, maybe bring this out and down just a little bit more. So maybe there, there, and there. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. Now we can open this up a little bit. Okay, that might be wide enough. And then what we'll do is we'll drop this down again, just a little bit. Okay, so I think I want another trunk in this back corner here. Yeah, like that's fine. I think I'm at a point, at least for this room, where I need to start getting furniture in here, because a lot of the earth is going to be incorporated into the furniture. So to continue shaping the inside, I need to get my furniture down, if that makes sense. The next step is shelving along this wall. I'll accomplish this a section at a time to allow me to shape the cave as needed while I work. This technique will be applied during the entire build. Shape and prep, then build, and repeat. Yeah, I think like right there. That's fine. That's totally fine. Okay, and then we'll grab our bark. We'll kind of bring that down and around. Like that. Maybe not so much there. Yeah, something like that. And then have it come out this way too. Yeah, something like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, cool. But let's keep going here. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's right. So we can bring that all the way up. Yeah, like wall taps. Those are kind of cool. For lighting, we want to light this up too. So do we want to do like we did on the cottage and throw some glow light up there? Yeah, we totally do. Okay. Yep, I like that. I think that's cool. Should we do another one above it? Yeah, that's cool. I like it. We'll clutter that up later. We'll do some details on that when we get there. Right now, I'm just trying to map, and I need to put some furniture down to kind of map how this is going to go. So now what we want to do is I want to open this up a little bit more. Maybe to there, and then right in the middle, drop that too. Yeah, I don't think I want it that high. So let's drop this back down. Okay, so for the exhaust, bring this down, I think that far. Once again, this is a temporary asset. This will change significantly later on once the build starts taking any kind of real shape. And then maybe we can even grab this tool. We can kind of arch this a little bit. Okay, finding that's going to be a little tough, but I think we can do it. Okay, I think I found it right in here. Probably not going to be perfect, but it should be close. Yep, here we are. Okay, cool. So let's go mark that out there. So let's go ahead and open this up all the way to the top, like that. And then we'll build a chimney here. So let me just, we're not gonna do it right now. This is for later, but just kind of mark it like that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, now we're gonna open up this side a little bit more. All right, time for the other half of the wall shelf area. Flatten that out a little bit. Yep, just like that. And then what we're gonna do, go like this. I stacked 3 rustic side tables on top of each other to create a cool little multi-tiered shelf. They're a cool addition and get used many times throughout the build. Okay, now we need to open up this side more. And this side needs to be a lot deeper. Okay, now we need to level out all of this. And there we go. We'll get it opened up like that. Now I wanted to pop outside. That way this can be some natural light into this room, which will be the kitchen. The kitchen's going to have a lot going on with it once it's done. It'll have root pillars, a bar and some stools, a vinification area, and lots of countertop space. So I want my tree trunks again. And I think actually before I do that, let's get this little half wall up. Now we can go back and put our tree trunk in. Yep, like that. I think that's fine. This is gonna be a little tricky here, but we're gonna give it a shot. You know what? That actually might be just fine. Yep, kind of like that. We'll bring this side out too. The entire kitchen will go through multiple different phases. I keep changing and tweaking things, putting up furniture, taking down the furniture, swapping cabinets and lighting styles. But eventually I get this thing just right and it looks freaking awesome. Okay, so for this bay window, yeah, about there. Well, I shouldn't have done that yet, actually. What I should have done first, get these in. If I nailed the height, then cool. But let's see. No, yep, needs to come down a little bit. Okay, for now, I think that's good, and we'll play around with that once we get working on the exterior. Yep, that's pretty cool. Okay, so what we'll do then is grab our bark. That, and then we'll go with our normal stone. And then over here, make sure this is all leveled out. And then we'll go normal stone. All the way across like that. And then we get the conifer wood. Boom. Okay. And now we can do granite block like that. Okay, I just want to surround this light here. Just kind of like that. And bring this down here. There we go. So we do want the light exposed on this side. There we go. Okay, let's get our sink in here real quick so we can call this done. Okay, and then maybe roots. We have to come up this way. Kind of wanted to creep over the sink just a little bit. Maybe not over it, but that's what I'm talking about. That looks better. Now what we were working on over here, this will be the winemaking area. Using the available blocks and workstations, I fabricated something that could indeed fit the description. Though I don't know the exact process, I feel like there ends up being enough here to resemble a vinification area. Yep, back behind there, perfect. And of course we'll clutter that up in a little bit. Yep, that works. Can I sneak this shelf back there? Oh, I can. Maybe like right there? Oh, that totally works. Nice. Okay, and then this little area back here was hollowed out specifically for this. I'll add a little bit of light in there and then I'll camouflage it with more roots that arch over the top, creating a little cooking nook. Something small but cool. Just adds a little more character to the kitchen. Yep. The oven. The oven is one of the big changes in this kitchen. You'll see I mess around with it for a bit, trying different styles and using different ovens. Placing it in this trunk would be cool, but I just couldn't seem to get what I wanted out of it. Even though this changes, I still want to show how the process of these builds come together. It's a lot of trying things, letting them sit as I work to determine if it's a good fit for the build or not. And then hell, should we get rid of this now and just have it open across? I kind of feel like we're closing it off a little too much. You know, maybe what we'll do is in this corner is where we'll bring it down. Like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Especially once we start getting all of our items in here. It's gonna look really good. Now the floor in here is gonna change, so we gotta keep that in mind. I think I'm actually gonna use smooth stone roadblock. There we go. Then we'll grab that. We'll spread it around this kitchen here. So I think instead of these, we're gonna do another one of these like tree trunk tiered shelves in that corner. Do one there, do another one there, and we'll clean this up. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be neat. The kitchen is slowly coming together. I debated on putting a pillar on the right side of the bar, so I figured I'd slap one in real quick to see if I liked it or not. You know, I think I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's cool how it looks like it grew over the stone. Coming along, looking good. Maybe we'll move this barrel. I think it's just too much. We can put it over here somewhere though. I guess now we'll get some like actual lights in here, and then I mean shoot, we could decorate it now, be done with the kitchen and then just move on. Yeah, let's do that. I like how it looks for sure. I don't know if I like the stone though. Maybe wood. Maybe stone then wood. That's not bad. Should we try the obsidian or the granite since we were already using it in some spots? I think that looks all right. And who knows? Like I said, sometimes I change my mind later. Yeah, if I want to change it later, then I will. But I think that looks good. And then I got these candles too for maybe like around here. Maybe one there, one over there. Definitely one over here. Yep, and those can move around as well. We got some jars here. I'm using multiple jars here, especially of the same type. The idea is to make them appear to be seasonings or dried and crushed herbs that have been jarred and ready for use in a wide range of recipes. This is the Farmer's Home after all, so they would have access to many herbs, fruits, veggies, cooking oils, and wine. Sweet, that's cool. At least in my mind they would. We want this thing instead of that other fireplace in there. Let's give it a shot. That's kind of cool actually, isn't it? And then what we'll do is get our stone and fill in the bottom here. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna let that hang for a little bit. I'm gonna come up with something else. I don't think I like that. But I'm gonna leave it there for now, and I'm gonna think on it. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. I decided to put some more lighting in here. Though not technically under cab lights, it's the same concept. Once I get all this fully detailed, I want the countertops and its accessories to be lit up. Next, I place some wall tapestry showcases against the granite. I like the style of this wood, so we'll use it as a backsplash. It was an excellent choice. You know, that's cool. I don't think I like this wood type. Okay, so let's see about these shelves here. There we go. And that could be like a seasoning shelf, you know, got a whole plethora of seasonings to use for their kitchen. Kind of neat. Okay, I think we're just gonna move it entirely. Maybe it's not an issue of trying to get it to look right. Maybe it's just an issue of it's just simply the wrong location. Okay, here we go again with major changes. The goal here is to get some drawers under the countertops. In order to do this, I need to drop the level of the floor. Then I'll put down some Barrel wood bedside tables underneath the countertops, and then backfill the floor. There we go, now we got like drawers on those. After a good while of testing, I then decided it would be best to put a different style of floor in too. The castle wall stone block to be exact. Now we were working back here before we got distracted. It's pretty dark in here, so let's see if we can get away with our light trick here. Maybe do another one right next to that one. Okay, now we need to get some dishes to stack. That stack of dishes is crooked. That's better. All right, went and grabbed some things so we can get to detailing this kitchen a little bit more. Yeah, I think that looks fine. And, you know, like, yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know the whole winemaking process, but the idea is to get it to look like a station of some sort where wine is made. I think that works. I mean, we'll leave it for now. I kind of like it. It's kind of a neat concept. I do do want to get this guy an oven in here. Like, I know he's got that to cook on. Maybe if we put it in this. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yep, totally good with it. Okay, I think we can call the kitchen done for now. I like the way it's come out. I think it looks good. I don't think it needs any more, but if I get any other ideas, of course, you know, we can come back and play around. But as of right now, I think that's pretty cool. All right, so I was looking at this. I ended up moving this whole fireplace back by 3 blocks. It was sitting like out here somewhere. And I think what I'm gonna do is put another root here, not too close to that fire. We'll raise it up like that, and same on this side. Yep, widen it like that, and then same on this side. Bring it out just a little bit like that, and then same on this side. So kind of at this angle. Yep, I think that's gonna do just fine. And then what we'll do is we'll grab our single block and we'll bring it out. Like that. That's cool. Okay, clean this up here. Yeah, that's neat. Okay, so moving on from there, place these back here so I can kind of see what I'm doing on this next part. So I think we're just going to turn this into another shelf, just like this one. But on this side, I think I want to put in a bathroom. Something small. Doesn't need to be big. So let's grab our dirt and we'll close some of this off. Like that, I think. Come back here and we can fill all this in. Okay, so I guess we can get to this bathroom first and knock it out of the way and just kind of work our way through here and get all this completed. Okay, so I got the Boreal stuff here. We'll see how I like it. I've actually never built a bathroom in this game, so I don't know how this is gonna go. Okay, I think that's a pretty cool floor for a bathroom. Now, let's see. Put that there, I guess. And we'll put this over there, I guess. How do we want to do this? Okay, before I start getting too crazy, can I combine these to make them like a shower tub combo? Doesn't look like it's gonna let me. So what if we pick this one up, put that one down, and then this one? Yeah, see, if we go in that order, it's gonna be a little raised, but that's fine. We can fill that in. So we could do something like that. Yeah. Okay. So that's the plan. But how do we want this here? Okay, let's kind of hollow this out a little bit. We can kind of put it back in there. Like that. Yeah, I think that works. Grab our granite and we can add like a step up. Yep, I think that works just fine. That's pretty neat. All right. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do then, go like that. Let's pick this up, we'll pick this up. And before we go any further, we'll grab our granite. Yep, and we'll put it right there because there's gonna be a little gap, so we'll fill it now. And then we grab our sink and we put it there. There we go, looks like a little vanity. Kind of neat. All right, let's rotate this to where it kind of hugs that counter right there. Yep. So now we want to get a vanity light in there. Maybe there, and then we'll cover it with roots. Maybe we should just leave them exposed like that. I think that's actually fine. I was gonna completely hide them. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, that works. Now the toilet area. So I guess we'll just start by hollowing that out. Okay, now I guess we'll just go. We won't start too crazy. We'll kind of build up if we need to. That, I think that's perfect. Just like that. Just go like that. I think that's fine. Yep. What do we think? Maybe that one there and that one there. Throw down some shampoo. Yeah, and then maybe another one up here. We all have that one bottle that's like just got a little bit in it, and we don't throw it away. We just leave it in there for ages. That's what this bottle will be. There we go. Set up out of the way. Okay, now to get a little bit more light in here. All right, and back here, gotta have some reading material. So you'll put a stack that way. Okay, and as far as the door, we want one of these. Ooh, I think so. But I did grab one of these too. So let's see how this looks. I mean, it looks good too. I think this is the door though. Maybe do it this way. Yep, that's the door. I like that one. Okay, bathroom's done. The bathroom came out way better than I anticipated. It's a cool little addition that ties this area in nicely. Okay, so moving on to out here. So we were gonna do another shelf here, is what I mentioned. So let's go ahead and get our lights in on this side as well. There we go. Yep, I dig it. Yeah, I think that looks good, but for this piece, let's turn it into that castle wall block. Kind of change it up a little bit, so it should look pretty good if we go like this. Yep, I think that looks better. All right, and then some plants. Just kind of hide a block back here to put the plant on so it sits above. There we go. Yep, like that. Taking a little bit of time, I started to get this wall completely decorated before moving on to the rest of the living area, filling it with plants, candles, leather storage bags, paintings, and more of the light. All right, couple paintings up. I think that looks good. Let's see what else we can throw around here. It's just a day-to-day area where baubles can be displayed, or a convenient place to set things as a farmers mill about their home. All right, now we'll grab our foliage and throw some of this in here to kind of tie up this area. Cool. Okay, the seating area. This may or may not work how I want it to. All right, see if we can flatten all that out to where it's just to the bottom of that
Yeah.
For designing up this earth-style couch, I had to lay my bark for the backrest, then flatten it all out with the rake, which exposes the holes and blocks that I've missed. Then I repeat the process again and again until I finally get the shape I was looking for. A pretty easy process for such a cool little custom design.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That looks good. You can't actually sit on it, but looks cool. Yeah, I think that's fine. Cool. And then, should we get some end tables on here? This might be too aggressive for an end table, huh? Okay, what about just some conifer wood? There we go. That's kind of cool. And then, of course, we get a drink or two on that. One there. Maybe another one over here. Okay.
I started to fill the corners and available space with more decoration, keeping it simple but still having it make sense as to why each item is there. Then I went back to the couch to add to the design. I incorporated to stick frames on the backrest as well. It's important to stick to a theme and use certain assets repeatedly to show their intent instead of having something used once in a build. Then you risk the item looking random or misplaced.
There we go. What a cool little couch. I like that. I like the way that came out. Okay, so this room, I think, is pretty much done. I mean, I guess we can add some vegetation to this side. We haven't done that yet. Okay, there we go. Yep, I like that.
I'm fairly happy with the way the living area came out. It's warm and inviting, exactly what I was looking to capture. I can totally see myself enjoying a hot coffee in front of this fire on a cool spring morning. What a life.
Okay, moving on. In here, the entryway. Okay, so each tier of these steps are gonna be, it's gonna be this smooth stone roadblock. So we'll get that down like that. And spread this out.
I began this area by reshaping these stairs, but guess what? I changed them again in a little bit. Surprised? Yeah, I didn't think so. Spending the time to achieve what you envision is so worth it. I will rebuild something over and over until I'm satisfied.
Okay, and then down here for the floor, I think we're gonna use a conifer block. Okay, and I don't think I want to trim it out with anything. I think I'm just gonna leave it end with wood. And same with this.
As I said in episode 1, the first layout of these stairs is just a template to work off. Playing around with the design a little, then stepping away to consider how it fits in the build. We'll be back to this again later on.
Okay, yep, I think that looks better. Okay, there we go. And then underneath, I think we'll just continue the pattern like we did with the shelves in the living room. Throw that wood up. And now the stairs. So I was pretty excited for this one because I got this neat idea. So if we start, let's say here. Yeah, let's get some lights in here so we can see what the heck we're doing.
Using the rustic tables for a cool natural wooden staircase, I figured I'd clear the dirt and work my way up. quickly realized that that method would not work. So I picked them all up, and I learned that if I place a 4x4 block first, then place the tables on top of that, then it gives me the exact rise and run I need for the stairs, and each step sits level.
Okay, so yeah, that's the stairs. Now we just got to trim it all out and make it look good. So I think the best way to do that, pull this guy out.
Since the stairs are tucked into this rock, I don't need to build a railing. I'll close it off with some dirt, bark, and some foliage, and it'll just give it natural walls on either side. Of course, I'll throw up some lights above the stairs, but also I'll carve out 2 little nooks on either sides of the wall to place candles in as well.
Yep, that's kind of cool. All right, so now that we got that done, we can start working on in here. Okay. Put that in there just like that, and then we are going to, so I think the plan is I want to bring both farmers over here, not just Fenrig. They both need a room, so that's what I'm going to turn this little corner into, like a little sleeping nook, right? So I'll hollow that out where that door is, just big enough for like a bed and maybe some shelves, and I'll light it up and it'll be cool little cozy sleeping nook in there. Okay, and then we'll frame this out. I want this to come out one more though. And then get the header in like that. Now, so I can see what I'm doing in here, I'm gonna try and get some lights in now. Let's clean this up a little bit more. Okay, that's probably plenty big. Let's test it and see how the bed fits. I want the bed literally like right there. Okay, so I'm totally good with it right there, but I need to work in here. So I think what we want to do is actually, you know what? Let me play around here for a second.
Coming up with the design for the sleeping nook took a little bit of work to make right. All I'm really doing here is placing blocks to find the right feel for what I want. There's a lot of trial and error at play, along with micro adjustments. When building in small places like this, utilizing as much as the minimal space available is paramount. But with a little patience and ingenuity, you can create some pretty neat areas like this.
Oh, I know why there's not enough space. It's the headroom. Well, I think these are out of line anyways. Okay, that's a step in the right direction. Once we get this thing decorated, it's going to be pretty cool looking. Okay, I'll get some books in here. Maybe this is the book they're currently reading, so we can set it, I guess right here. Opened up to the page that they left off on, right? Now the last thing for this would be to try to get some foliage in here. we go. That cleaned up nicely. Oh yeah, that's cool. I'd sleep there. I'd totally sleep there. Nice. All right. So now we can clean up this corner here. We'll just use some bark. Kind of have it wrap up and touch that other one up there. Yep, like that. Grab some foliage. Wrap it down and around like that. Yep, that's a cool little sleeping area. So next, we're gonna match this rail here on this side, and we're gonna bring it like that far, I think. Is that the right height? It is the right height. Brilliant. And we're gonna clean this up underneath here. We're gonna copy that over there. So I guess, actually, with that being said, what we should do then is grab these half walls and put it in like that. Okay, and then what we can do is grab a wood like we've been doing. One there. There we go. Okay, now in the same exact spot here, come across, we'll do 2 high. Like that. You know what we might do is just bring the stairs straight across instead of having them curve underneath that wall. I mean, I guess I could even just, let's see, bring it out the same, drop that wall down, and I could put like a table or something back in here once it's straight up and down. Well, first let's work on this side. So what we'll do is we'll bring this back.
To not waste space under the railing, we're going to need to close off the entryway stairs. The expanding width of the stairs we have now is cool, but it's wasting a lot of usable area underneath the railing. So let's fix that so we can better utilize our available space.
I think if we put it on this side, like this, for now, that's temporary. And then we bring this one in, like that. And then we get rid of these. There we go. That's what I wanted.
Now it's just a matter of cleaning all this up. Ending the railing in the correct fashion, meeting the stairs to the new half wall correctly, and then expanding the rail across the half wall as well.
There we go. That's neat. Okay. Yep, totally good with it. I think that was the right choice. Okay, now down here we'll do more of these live edge tables that are stuck into the wall. Let's see, we'll do one there. We'll rotate this one. We're gonna put a stack of round ones back in that corner. We'll go there. I'm gonna need to go get some more black mire bark. I'm using this stuff like crazy. I'm almost out. All right, let's get a couple candles down just so we can see. We'll move them here accordingly. Okay, so I think right off the bat, I know one candle I want up here. Yep. And I guess the other one could be back there. We'll grab this. Okay, that shelf can go just like that.
We'll consider this area as gardening research, where they perfect the growth of their crops with science. So we'll put a small gardening area where the results are tested on a subject. I think we'll use strawberries for this.
Bring it around to there. And let's see. Exercising some forethought here. Let's put that down. And let's trim it out. grab some more of our frames. Yeah, I think that's plenty. And then we'll place our farming soil in here. See if we can't get some strawberries planted here. Okay, so let's just move it a little closer then, and we'll just do 2. 2 should be fine, especially once it grows. And then we can grab this, lay it right there. Oh, I can't wait for those to grow. I'm really curious how it's gonna look. Okay, after slapping down a couple of rugs here and there, and then obviously got to get a coffee mug there. I think this area is pretty much complete. I mean, unless I wanted to throw a bag in here somewhere, which, you know, they never look bad. Maybe up here. Yeah, perfect. And I guess the one last thing we can do is add some foliage. Not like that. Okay, a little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit there, I think. And you know what? Maybe even a little bit up here. Have it kind of trail off into the ceiling here. Yep, that's kind of a cool little work area. Okay, and that's another section done. Coming up this way, we still got to figure out what we want to do with this up here.
I changed this up a little bit last night. We're just getting it prepped for whatever it is we're gonna do with this area. But over here, it's a little dark, so I think I want to get some lights in. There might be a little sneaky way to do this. I mean, I guess I could put up a standing torch right here and then throw some bushes around it. Or I could just create a line of the glowing white blocks that we use and then put some shrubbery over the top of it, some foliage. For now, so I can see. Okay, now we also could do some more of those firefly lamps that we got kind of scattered everywhere. Now I think for this area right here, we're gonna make a small storage area, and the reason behind that is the farmer, right? He's gonna be doing a lot of work out here. Coming in here, you know, it's the first immediate place where he could set down like overstock or like a shipment that just came in and he hasn't had time to put it away where it belongs yet. Little things like that, right? There we go. I'm good with that. And then maybe on the other side here, we'll just get some barrels. I think that looked better in my mind than it actually does. Okay, here's an idea. Let's first of all get a torch down so we can see what we're doing. Okay, I kind of want to smoothen this edge here, and we're already getting tons of detail in here, so this doesn't have to be anything super like eye-catching. This can literally just be like an earth shelf, which I think is what we're gonna do. There you go, something tiny like that I think will do just fine. Okay, so this floor is just about done. There's one more thing I want to do here, but before I do that, I need to get this place lit up properly so I could do a walkthrough and make sure everything is good.
of this area. So let's go ahead and take that out like that. I think I want this thing to face this way. You sit on the back like a chair and then you work on your tabletop. We'll put it there and we'll slap a rug down behind there like that. Farmers are generally pretty resourceful, so it makes sense to have workstations like this for them to do their own repair work on their clothing, or adding other workstations to help capture how self-sufficient they really can be. Yep, that's kind of cool. Nothing too serious, just something to fill that little corner, right? And that's pretty much what a lot of the interior decorating is. Seeing an open space and figuring out a way to fill it with something small and interesting. Something to keep the attention there. Put that in there. Okay, and I think that's going to complete it for this floor. Wait. We forgot one extremely important detail. Welcome, Captain Whiskers. This room will have another sleeping nook for the farmer, their own personal desk, and their own oven for warmth and comfort as well. So starting out, I think we want to get a tree trunk in over here. Yep, we'll probably make minor adjustments to it as we go, but for now that's good. And then we'll raise this one up on this side as well. Yeah, and I think that's a good starting spot right there. Okay, we do need to get this floor replaced before we go any further. Okay, that should do us for now. There we go, something like that. I think that's kind of neat. Throw one more on this side. Maybe two more. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so over here is going to be the other sleeping nook. And this is going to be very similar to the one downstairs. And we'll kind of hollow this out a little bit like we did on the other one. We'll do it to where we have plenty of room to work and then we can backfill whatever we need. Okay. So this one, I think we want the bed on the other side this time. And we want the bed there. So on this one, let's stick to curving it how we did on the last one. So there, and then there. Do the same thing on this side. Now here's where we're going to change one thing for sure. We use granite block and we are going to bring it out one more and then bring it up by 2. Same thing on this side. Out one more, up by 2. And then we start bringing this back in to get that curve that we need. That is not right. And like that. Okay, now we'll grab our other circle frame. We'll bump this right up to the bed as well. And now we can kind of clean this up. Bring this back, bring that back. Let's bring this one out and that one out. And then back here, we'll just shave it off right at this door. On both sides here. And then we'll use granite block. We'll get our white luminescent block. Want to get this in right there. Okay, now that that's all done, we'll just fill in this here. Okay, there we go. Yep, little something like that. And it looks like... Oh, I see what's going on. Since the granite block and glow block are touching, it's creating a connection that's blocking all light from our luminescent block. No biggie though. I'll drop the granite down and fill that area with black mire bark. It gets rid of that problematic connecting texture and allows the light to shine through, but at the same time, it's adding to the natural growth that we've been working on throughout the entire build. Okay, and there we go. That should do it for that. Okay, on this side here, we don't want to take too much from the natural shape of that window. So what I think I want to do is I just want to create a wall to straighten out the inside of it. So probably like right there. Kind of let that creep in a little bit. And of course, fill this gap. For this desk, we'll add multiple tiers as before, then put in some natural growth creeping over it on the right. We want this to be more of a personal desk rather than a random storage space. So we'll put a book or two on here, lots of potted plants as if they're saplings the farmer is working to grow to catch that natural light from the window, and a few other knickknacks. That's a cool little area. Okay, now I have an idea for this thing, provided I can get it to work. So let's start off here with this and go like that. Now we should be able to set this thing right on top like that. Now we grab our bark. We start to fill that in and then grab some foliage too. Pull that out for just a second and make this a little bit cleaner. There we go. This area is coming along just fine. We need a few more things in here before we move on to the passageway and then to the library. Oh man, that's cool. Okay, and I think this little floor is done. We're just gonna get started on this hallway here. Not too bad for a little personal space. I'm pleased with it, and I'm sure the farmer will be too. At least I hope they will be. All right, so I was having a little bit of issues in here with my altars, at least I thought, because it wasn't allowing me to place something. It was like they didn't touch by one block. So that was weird because I eventually got it without moving any altars. But it's time to get this hallway done. And all I did was prep it. I didn't do anything too crazy. I just threw this walkway in, and then I put like tree trunk supports through the hallway here and here. And I just carved out some nooks here that will decorate. Nothing crazy, just got it prepped for detailing. So let's go ahead and do that now. Since we're using the granite block as a floor, let's go back to our conifer wood for the shelf trims. How far out do we want? Is that too far? Yes, it is. There we go, something like that. And I'll clean it up here in a second. Okay, now we'll just kind of clean this up and make everything look as natural as we can. I think that one's fine. That one's fine. What is this? That needs to go away. There we go. I think that's good. Another sharp angle here. Let's get rid of that. Yep. Kind of round the top of this off a little bit. There we go. Now we'll get our foliage. Put some green there. Have it kind of come up a little bit. Maybe a little bit on this side. Have it work its way up. And same over here. And I think coming up this right side only. Yep, that looks good. All right, and that should do for foliage, but now we'll grab our light block. I think for the lights, we're just gonna do them on the first two, here, and then on the last two, here and here. And in the middle, we'll just use normal orange candle light. Reason being, I think it'll look cool with the depth. It'll kind of show you how deep the hall is when you're looking at it on approach. So that might be kind of neat. Just getting those different layers of color in there. Yeah. See, so you got your white light here and your white light back there, but in the middle it's separated with that orange light. Probably make this stand out a little bit more. Now I do want to do more hanging lights as well, so let's make sure that's not going to take away from the cool effect we just created. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Okay, moving on.
Decoration in this hall should be kept simple. It's only a passageway after all, so it should be more of display items rather functional items. Though we are coming into the library, so maybe a few books wouldn't look too bad. I'll put some standing upright as if they're more for display rather than reading. I'll also scatter some paintings, some candles, just a few other things like that.
Okay, I think that completes the hallway. Oh yeah. Pretty cool. All right, next step is the library. All right, we got us a bunch more rustic tables to work with. All of them. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. So the window here, so I'm thinking we want the floor to be done first. There we go. And we'll adjust that as we need to, if we need to make it wider or shorter, whatever. Okay, now over here, I think I want to be like a reading area with all that natural light coming in. I think that makes sense. So we could put our books up, we'll throw some there. And maybe we'll do another one there and there. So now we know we need to open this up a little bit.
When designing the style of the library, I didn't want to use traditional bookshelves. So I designed my own using the rounded window frames to stick with the Hobbit Home theme. As of right now, we're just getting a template for the overall layout of this room. Once we get that dialed in, then we can start to decorate.
Kind of use this as a template to build our stairs up. which I can see is going to require a ton of adjusting, which is fine.
This set of stairs should mimic the ones we built previously. However, we'll make them much smaller and we'll turn them towards the top to get to the second floor of the library. After getting it all shaped, I needed to clean up the walls around it to give myself the headroom to actually use the stairs.
All right, so I think this is the template we're gonna work off. And from here, it's just a matter of detailing it, making it come to life, turning it into an actual library instead of just a room with round wooden frames. Before we begin fully decorating this, let's get all this cleaned up in here. And then we'll expand this floor. A lot of this isn't going to be seen anyways, but just in case, we'll fill it in. Okay, now I'd like to make like a trunk railing on this. So bring this out like that. Another one there. And then meet this all the way. Bring it up one more. If I can. Yep, push some back in there. Okay, and then same thing on this side. Bring it up to where it just barely passes the step at the level it's at. So right there. And then that meets with the wall, so all that's good. It looks like we need to fill some in here. And then we don't actually want that far out. I think that... Okay, maybe one more. Bring it up and around and have it stretch up the wall just like that. And then bring it all the way up across the ceiling here. Yep, something like that's cool. And then we'll stuff some foliage back in here. And some on this side too. Okay, and then we'll bring some up here. And then a lot back in here, like that. And should we just have this creep up and around and connect with that? Yeah, why not? That looks good. Okay, and then maybe right here, we'll put a little earth shelf. And we'll toss a candle on that to kind of help light this up. And I think hanging from this, we'll do one of those hanging lanterns as well. Okay. Now, underneath this, we're gonna light it up all the way across. And then we'll do the same over here too. Oh, looks like some of this still needs to be cleaned up. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. How do we want to do this exactly? The shelves aren't the same height. All right, that's pretty close.
I constructed this corner shelf by adding 2 perpendicular round window frames and married them in the middle with a big root at their meeting point. After completing that and all the other shelves on the lower floor, it was time to do the shelves on the upper floor of the library.
All right, that's pretty neat. And we just got to fill it with books and put a railing up here. And up along that right there will just be plant life and stuff. So let's finish getting some of this foliage up here. Yep, that's fine. All right, let's get our books. Hopefully I have enough. Probably not.
Placing the books shouldn't be as neat as one would think. We want to use different styles of books frequently in different orientations. I want the library to look used, and let's face it, we don't always put things away properly the first time, especially if we're in a hurry. It's just human nature. So with that in mind, we'll put books forward, backwards, in stacks. We'll toss some single books around as well, but we'll also use other items on these shelves to bring more interest to the area.
Well, that one's staying there. Yeah, I think that works just fine. Okay, so I think for the reading area here, I want to do like almost like a sectional couch. So in order to do that, I think we're going to start there. We're going to get rid of all of this floor for now. And then we'll drop it a little bit. And this isn't really going to have any significant effect on how it looks or anything like that. I don't think. I'm just doing this to drop the tabletop that I'm going to use. Okay, we'll do something like that. And I'll grab our conifer wood block and we'll backfill this. Yeah, just like that. And then we get those stick frames that we've been using and we use that as a back. Another thing that could look cool too, but I don't want to do it right here in front of the window, is adding like a dresser. Okay, and then we backfill this again. Okay, and then we grab, let's say this. And bring it like that, I think. I think that should be just fine. And we grab this. Slap it up on that side. And then we grab our root. And we bring it up like that. Okay, not bad. Maybe bring it around and over too. And then we can grab foliage here and we'll go like that. Cool. Still a little close to that vegetation. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna catch the place on fire. And we'll throw these animal furs on here for cushions. Yeah, like that. Wow, that's cool. Okay, we'll grab these big rugs here, kind of put them underneath. Looks pretty damn cozy to me. Hell yeah. Okay, just one final detail and that should finish up the interior as a whole. Just want to get some piles of books around here. Yeah, I noticed they're clipping through a little, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. And there we go. I think the interior is complete. Alrighty, the outside. So I got my main altar placed and I got all the other altars deleted. I had to upgrade that thing to level 3, I believe. And this is going to be tricky because of the slope, but I think we can make it happen.
My first task is the paths. This will clearly map where our crops will be.
Okay, so far so good. And this is going to be a retaining wall, so we'll go ahead and flatten this out as well. Okay, like that. And then what we'll do here is we'll just kind of weave this path around our available space. And we'll wrap it around this way. We'll just kind of bring it back up a little bit like that. Yep, there we go. We'll bring it around like this. Okay, then we'll come back over here. We will drag this way, and then let's go ahead and raise this up. Okay, let's jump up here and get a bird's eye view of what we're looking at. Yeah, okay, I think that'll do fine. Now what we'll do is we'll just clean up all these hard edges. See, that one's still a little steep, so we'll come over here and we'll adjust it. And I know this could be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. All it requires is a little bit of patience, and I'm not trying to actually spread any of this. All I'm doing is just giving it little taps to try and get it to where I want. See, just nice little taps to try and fill that gap. I'm not trying to push it over that gap because then you're gonna interfere with this piece over here with the slope itself. There's just nice little subtle taps here and there. And if it does something you don't like that, I don't like how steep that is, just hit Y, get rid of it, smoothen it back out and try again. So now we'll come over here, just give it some love taps. There, there, there. Yep, that's getting better. There we go. You know, and some of these that are super aggressive like this and we just have a hard time smoothing it out, we could always just throw in a step too, you know, a step or two. Okay, so that's the basic layout. Let's build this retaining wall. Kind of an awkward angle, so we might have to do this maybe with pillars. That way we can make fine adjustments as we go. And then we're going to want to lower this as we go. Yeah, I think that's fine there. And then we can come through and pop some holes in it. This is just gonna make it look kind of roughed up. Get rid of a corner or two here and there. And then what we're gonna do on the back side is we'll add some here and there. There we go. That's a neat little wall.
Now, prepping for the first of many crop plots in the area, I'm designing small walls to help me better visualize where I want the crops to be planted.
Yep, there we go. That works like that. We'll probably do another one over here. We'll put another one around this bend here. Cool. Okay, let's start getting some crops in here. So what I'm gonna do, pull out my terrain tool, grab my fertilized farming soil, and we're gonna have to build a wall around this right here. So I need to determine now what level I want this at. And I think I want it right at the same level as this path. So we will go there. Grab our hoe, just start spreading this out and flattening it. Cool. All right, now this side.
The crops here will be multi-tiered, so shaping this took some doing. I first only wanted 2 tiers of crops, but decided 3 would better utilize the area and make use of the slope a lot more efficiently.
Yep, like that. Okay. Yep, that looks good. And we'll put up retaining walls where we need shortly. But I want to get all the available farmland in first. We'll kind of shape another wall right here. I like how it's curved, so we'll bring it out and curve along with it, just like that.
There are 2 types of crops that I want a lot of: corn and wheat. These seem to look better in larger plots because of their wide range of uses. Therefore, this will only be one of 2 of the larger plots in the area. We're going to need mass quantities of both these products. And this here will be the second of the larger plots. I'll determine what goes where in a minute. My first priority is to determine the space I have available. Then I can decide where each item will go.
All right, and I think that's gonna do it for the farm space. So the next step is to put up retaining walls and borders and kind of cordon off each section. Yeah, I'm gonna use these column blocks because I can easily manipulate this the way I want it to be instead of using actual walls. Plus, I want it to be thick. That way I can go back and eliminate blocks here and there and still have blocks behind it without needing to go back and replace those blocks. And then needing to eliminate some off the top isn't a big deal, like right in here. Okay, and we'll come back to this side, kind of fill this in. Okay, and then we'll come and place some more over here. Pretty much what my plan is I'm gonna get all these placed, and then I'm gonna go back, and that's when I'll kind of detail them up and mess them up and make them look aged, like they've been here for a while.
With these walls, I first place them in at whatever height is the easiest. I then go back later and shave them down to a more appropriate height for their locations. This seems to give me a better workflow, so I'm not switching my tools back and forth so often. It's all part of how I stay organized as I build. Yes, that creates a lot of back and forth movement, but it allows me to view each wall multiple times to determine if I really like its shape and its placement.
Yeah, we're just gonna come in here and eliminate some blocks here and there just to kind of make the wall look a little beat up. This is all, you know, pretty random here. There's no exact science to this that I'm doing. I'm just kind of chopping it up, making it look old, and then we'll come in here and we'll throw some blocks in front too, maybe where some of the blocks fell out. Maybe throw a couple up in the corner there, kind of add some depth to this. Shape this corner a little bit, take some off the top here. Maybe bring some up a little bit like that. Take those ones down, bring that one up. Maybe a little bit over here. Take down, put up, put up. There we go. And that's a good looking beat up wall. Ah, I dig it. Moving on, same thing. We'll just take this off all the way across. Okay, on this side's a little bit different because we have the path, so we want the height to be here. Maybe put one here, maybe one there and there. Maybe one here where it starts to taper down. Okay, we'll bring that up this way, like that. Maybe one more. Yep, I like that. Bring that around. We'll take this corner down, like that, and it should look, yeah, that's cool. Okay, back to this side. Maybe we'll put one up there, and then we can start to lower this some more here and just have it taper down to about there. Okay, now bringing this around and finishing this off over here. I'm just gonna spam right click as I move through here, and if there's some that stay, then there's some that stay, and then we'll work with that. Because we do want some to stand taller than others, you know? Okay, maybe take that one down, put another one up there, make that one cornered. I like that. Okay, and now we're gonna fill in the front with some. It's just gonna give it that appearance of stones that have fallen over time. Or maybe the bottom of the wall is a little bit thicker when they stacked it for structural support, just whatever. And realistically, like, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You know, it's just whatever you feel looks good, honestly. Let's go ahead and take some of that down though. Yep, that's cool. Okay, punch a hole there. I love how this is growing up the wall like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. Yeah, cool, just enough to show that it's been sectioned off, right? These walls are not supposed to be perfect. Bring that one out. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one. Let's get rid of that one and that one. And then maybe put one up right there. Yep, cool. And then back here, we'll put one up there. There we go. See? It all comes together. Okay, let's knock out this one now. So I think this one, I want the overall height to be there. All right, now we'll go ahead and add some here and there. Okay, now on the inside and along the bottom. Okay, that one's done. What do we got left? Two more? That ain't bad. There we go. All right, that is all the walls up. I think I also want to use some foliage to pair with that, to also use to cordon off some of these crop plots.
Now, utilizing the foliage block, I want to get some hedges around here as well. Instead of having a wall in every spot that I want a divider, the hedge should give some variation in color to bring the whole thing together nicely. I do clean up the base of these hedges as well, though I don't show it just to save time in this already long video.
Next step is to get these steps in. Ha, no pun intended. So we'll get one there. There we go. Perfect. Yep, just like that. Cool. And then we'll do one here. There we go. That's fine. Okay, the next one will go here. And I think we're gonna have to do two on this one. Yeah, just like that.
We're just about ready for the next part, planting. I love planting crops for some weird, soothing reason, I guess. Anyway, my plans are to put the strawberries in this spot, then the berry bushes over here, followed by the beets just above those. Pumpkins will be at the top over here, and bell peppers way in the back there. We'll plant some tomatoes next to the berries on the right, and use the big plot on the left for corn. Which means the huge plot on the right is reserved for wheat.
All right, some tomatoes. Then I think berry bushes here. And because these things do grow pretty bushy, I'm not going to put them in rows like I did with the tomatoes. And in here, we'll do some beets, and these will be in rows. So let's go like this. Let's start here. And over here, we'll do bell peppers. All right, and this will be corn. Yeah, I just learned this. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you could turn snapping on with crops, and it's so much easier to space them. I didn't even know this was a thing. Pretty cool. Okay, and up top here, we'll do pumpkins. Yep. Okay, and down here will be strawberries. And now this is all gonna be wheat.
Now that all the delicious fruits and veggies have been planted, I want to get the path leading up to the altar put in. I also want to take a minute to apologize how late this video is. The wife and I got incredibly sick, which stunted progress on both the build and editing the video. With that said, there'll be huge chunks in the video from here on that is completely narrative. You may even be able to tell that I was sick by the sound of my voice. I apologize for that. I want to now discuss the next build though, which was recommended by one of you guys. I'm really excited for this one. I already have a location picked out and a lot of ideas for it. This will be one of my largest projects so far, so naturally the series will be a bit longer than the previous ones. It's also going to take me a bit longer to get videos out on it as well. Not because of its size, but because I really want to elevate my editing technique and try and make my content better for you guys to enjoy. I may even stream some of it. Let me know if that's something you're interested in. Anyway, enough microphoning for now. Let's check back in on the progress of the Hobbit Home. It only makes sense to use the rounded doors and frames for this build, but that's not enough. We have to jazz it up a bit. So moving inside, I put up lights right at the edge of the door and case them in with walls so that the light is barely showing. We want just enough light to show the door in the darkness. Then I'll take our beloved stick frames and place them over the lights to break up the solid white color. It's pretty cool. Then we need an entry window. Easy to quickly pop in and adds a lot to the face of the build. Sometimes it's the small things that make a big difference. We also shouldn't dismiss the use of foliage, especially on this build.
Okay, time to build a point of interest, an outdoor kitchen. You know the ones you see in cooking or barbecue shows in backyards made from red brick with a smoker and beautiful wooden counters? Yeah, one of those. So we'll start with the red brick walls and try and find the shape that's desired. After that, I want to build the encasement for the smoker, and it will be vertical and have a port for the smoke ventilation. I initially made this way too tall and added a roof that I thought I liked. I didn't show the roof being in place because I'm getting rid of it shortly. That plan looked better on paper than when it was actually put in. Now that I have the shape as a whole, it's time to make micro adjustments to fine-tune its design. Now that I'm done with the smoker, it's time to build the rest of the outdoor kitchen. Putting up the walls, adjusting the walls, adding foliage, and the countertops. I also thought it would look better with a deck of some sort, so I slapped in a wooden floor. Then, finally, playing around with all the little details.
Okay, I think I actually want to put the well right here, but I'm going to kind of dig it into the wall. That's plenty deep, I think. And then we'll go back to our single tool. We'll just kind of clean this up. And that should do just fine, unless we want to put a floor in to make sure that it's level. And then, you guessed it, some lights. Okay, a little bit there, but we're going to get rid of those ones. There we go. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe tuck a little back here. There we go. Yep, totally good with it. And then I think this is fine too. So now, let's move up and let's do this window here. So this is going to be tough just because of the angle that we're at. But I think we can make it work. Okay, so we're going to do this. Go there, and then straight across should be there. And we'll go get some sleep. Okay, do that, and do that. And we'll get this bad boy in there. Looks like that one wasn't necessary, but what we do need to do is clean up that one and put some here. Go right there and right there. Okay, so now we see what windows we like the most. I mean, it's what's around. I mean, it's what's been used on other windows. But I got some stone ones too. Let's see how these look with that wood. That's pretty cool. So now what we need to do, get that one in like that.
By doubling up on the frames here, it allows me to sneak those windows in and the lights without leaving one side looking awkward and incomplete. It's a finishing trim to complete both the inside and the outside of the windows. Now, to decorate the outside with plants and shrubbery.
Okay, we'll let that stuff grow. And we're just gonna finish up this little wall right here to make this not so awkward. And we'll do just like we did downstairs. Just kind of wall this off. Yep, just like that. And then I think I want it on this side at that height. Yep, there we go. I think that'll do all right. Okay, let's get the library window done while we're here too. So same concept. We'll place the lengths down first. And we probably want it that high because this window's not that big. Grab our window frame, and I think that's our best bet right there. Okay, then our stone frames. Light. Okay, now our other frame. Right there. And then our walls. Let's see, that's right there. Man, should we push this thing a little to the left? I mean, that's what it looks like it needs in here, but outside. So we needed to move right out here. I think we can do that. That's easy. We have the space for it. Okay, so what if we put the door or the window there instead? How does that look from in here? Yeah, that looks good. There we go. Oh, that's way better. Okay, so now we'll go back outside and we'll start planting our shrubbery around it and our flowers and plants and stuff like that. Okay, that's cool. And then I want to take this thing down because I'm hoping I can get natural light to just go straight into that library. And this rock right here is preventing that from happening. With that big old rock out of the way and the door and windows completed, my next task was to plant shrubs, flowers, trees, and anything else that I thought might look good around the rest of the property. This is just to add some color and natural growth to the build. I got a little carried away with this at first and had to go back and pull a lot of it out, especially since the update. The shrubs grow wider and not skinny and straight up like they did before. Now it's time for the exterior details. This is fun because this is where you can create the daily works of the farmland. A wagon or a wheelbarrow here or there. Maybe they're in the progress of loading up a wagon, or have crates stashed and standing by the crops ready for the next harvest. Let your imagination take over. Act as if you were here mid-project. What would you be using? Where would you put it? That's how the thought process should go in placing details, at least for me. And I'm sure most of you do this anyways, and I'm just saying nothing at all. So let's crank the tunes and I'll shut up.
Now we start the steps up to the altar.
We're just gonna kind of step our way up this thing casually and gradually. And here in a minute, once I get this stairway all the way up, then we can come back and, you know, fine tune it, do what we need to. I'm just gonna bring this around as best as we can to connect with the other side there. Bring this out and connect this too. Yeah, leave it a little rough, a little jagged, and maybe we'll put a torch right here.
This pathway here will be kept fairly simple because it's just a path of travel. There's nothing really going on between the altar and the main build. So we'll decorate it with simplistic items like fences, a torch or two, and some arching.
Okay, we're gonna make some changes here. I pulled the strawberries out. I just thought this was too big of an area for strawberries. And I put them up here. What was here previously was berries. Down here is where we're gonna put the vineyard. I think the way we're gonna do that is we're just going to use these frames and we're going to alternate and flip and rotate. We're just gonna break up this pattern. Okay, like that. Let's see, should we take it one more? No, I think that's fine. Okay, like that I think is fine. And then we'll pull out our foliage here. And what we're gonna start off with is just one line across the top of this, and then we'll kind of go back and we'll adjust it from there. Okay, now that we got all those placed, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come in here and I'm going to randomly, oops, not do that. That's not what I'm gonna randomly do. I'm just gonna randomly throw some maybe on top, like that. You know, I don't like the way that one looks. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of it. And you know what? Right here, I'm gonna take some out. Maybe take some out there. Yep, see, that's kind of cool. And then throw one there. Maybe another one next to it. Okay, let's get rid of both of those. Let's get rid of that one. Maybe get rid of that one. And now we'll add one on top here. No, I don't like that one either. Okay, so now that that's all taken care of, and I just kind of randomized those, I think we need to change the floor. And I got some dirt road block here. I think this is going to be the better block to use. There, and we'll lower this to, I think right there should be fine. Grab the rake and then we'll just kind of spread this out along here. Okay, there we go. And I'm totally good with this stuff along the corner here, the soil remaining. It's kind of cool, throws a different texture in there. But what I do want to do now, I want some lines of grass in here. Yeah, so that there is the goal for pretty much all of these. It's going to be very finicky and time consuming. So I am just going to play around with this for a while and then bring it in once I get it completed. Okay, so I think that's pretty close. You want the grass growing underneath where the vines are, right? You want this dirt where there's the most travel when you're coming in here and picking your vines. Is it perfect? No. Is it close? Yeah, it's pretty good. So now Let's see, we got a few things we want to set down here. One of them being a wheelbarrow. We'll put this guy right there. We'll throw a crate on top of it like that. That's fine. There we go. Just scatter some details, maybe a little bit of fence there, a little bit of fence here, a couple of barrels, crates, some pots. I think that looks all right. There's a little vineyard, something for them to grow the grapes for their wines. I like it.
Well, with that minor distraction out of the way, I need to double back and get the altar area built. You didn't think I was going to leave the altar just out in the open, did you? My plan with this is to build an ancient giant tree trunk. Now, the roots inside of the build make more sense, huh? Using the black mire bark, I start placing the circumference I want for the broken trunk. Once I got the size I wanted, I added some roots stretching off of the trunk and disappearing into the ground. I first made them a little small and went back and increased their size and length. Not by a lot, just enough to make the proportions for the trunk correct. Now for the altar area inside of the trunk. I want a lattice roof with a wooden beam across the front. Oh hell, like this. See? There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Simple, but still pretty cool. Now I'm just going to finish up the path here with some fences and torches. Obviously I have to adjust the ground a little bit to make all that work. But then we'll move on to the chimney. I originally had a crazy idea for this thing that I could not seem to get right. I spent something like 4 hours on it and then deleted it all. I tried many variations and I just couldn't get what I wanted from it. I then thought, sometimes less is more. So I constructed a basic 2-tiered chimney with a couple different roof lines and utilized the newly added overgrowth tool to add some vines. I also ran through the rest of the exterior and added vines on other walls as well. This late in the build, I didn't want to get crazy with some of the food and drinks that you can set down now. We'll just save those neato things for the next build. The only thing to do now is to place our farmers in their new Hobbit home. Hi! And that's going to do it for this mini-series. I really hope you've enjoyed it and are looking forward to more. Stick around if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Oh, that barrel has no cap? Oh, what did that do to my barrels inside? Oh, they don't have caps either? Is that something I can change? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, you guys already seen what that was intended to be, so I guess that's fine. Where'd my tree go? Oh, they moved my tree. Okay, well, we'll just plant another tree there. What the hell's going on over here?
Now that I have the shape as a whole, it's time to make micro adjustments to fine tune the